Good afternoon and welcome to the Saturday Sports Special, our weekend edition of TalkSports. Well, so much to talk about today. We want to deal a lot with cricket, okay? And while our main focus will be on the inaugural Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 cricket tournament in Grenada, as you just noticed, the West Indies a loss to South Africa by an innings and 6-3 runs at the Daren Cricket ground in St. Lucia in the first test. So South Africa, they're leading the test series 1-0, right? The two-test match series 1-0. So part of our discussion obviously will be on that, but very interesting enough is that the Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 tournament, as you recall, some weeks ago, the president of the Grenada Cricket Association, Mr. Dwayne Gill, was actually on the program and spoke about the inaugural tournament. We also have a tournament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which ended about 2 weeks ago. And there's also one in St. Lucia. So Grenada is also in the four. And hopefully, Dominica may join in sooner or later to bring some sort of unity among the Windward Islands nations. But it was interesting because most of the top Grenadian players, except for Preston McSween, who is with the West Indies team in St. Lucia, they actually played in that tournament. And most of the coaches, the senior coaches in Grenada, actually were part of the tournament. They coach various teams. Like, for example, Junior Murray was with the Warriors. Is it the Nutmeg Warriors? And it's so interesting with those names. But what we'll do, we'll try to get some of in the third place playoff, which was actually played on Friday afternoon, but Friday morning, I believe. Yeah, it was between the Saffron Strikers and the Ginger Generals, and we'll try to get some of that. And then we'll go into the final, which featured the Cinnamon Pacers and the Nutmeg Warriors. All the matches we've actually played at the Grenada National Cricket Stadium. And while there was the big and exciting crowd, no doubt, from what we have seen and what we have heard, it was very encouraging. In fact, it had a big following, a huge, I should say, not big, but huge following in India. And I think that was all part of the inaugural process. Hopefully, the second edition, we might be expecting more people at the stadium by then. Hopefully, things will be back to near normal or normal, and we expect to see crowds at the stadium. And the other thing I want to mention is that the Euro 2000 is actually in progress, and just an update because the match between Denmark and Finland actually just suspended because of a serious injury. It seems to be, I'm not sure if it's a head injury, but the player actually collapsed in the field. And I was briefly looking at that and the cricket, and there was a medical emergency. And the last I saw was that the match was actually suspended. In fact, it's showing now that the event has ended. So sort of premature because Christian Eriksen actually collapsed on the field, and they were working on him, and then eventually took him off, and the match is now suspended. So that's something we'll be following. That's the game between Denmark and Finland in the Euro 2000. Okay, folks. So as I said, the match that's the third place playoff between the Saffron Strikers and Ginger Generals took place earlier on Friday. And what we'll do now is to join Mr. Kerry Frank, who normally introduces the teams, and he also does the post-match summary. And we join him for his introduction of the teams and speaking with the captains of both teams. Mr. Kerry Frank will provide that for us. And then we'll come back, we'll speak more, and then we'll go into the final game, which was actually played later on in the afternoon between the Cinnamon Pacers and the Nutmeg Warriors. But just in case you're wondering, and before we actually go into that game that, yes, West Indies lost. They were defeated by South Africa by an innings and 63 runs, and the match has ended at the Daren Cricket Ground. Good afternoon to you, Lincoln Torre Deputy, and I know you will like that. Yeah.
Welcome to the toss for the third place playoff in the Dream 11 Spice Style T10 tournament. We have here with us at the toss party the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, our two captains for this match, Ryan John and Roland Kato, and the third umpire for this match, Rupert Holas. Mr. Match referee, it's over to you. The call is ahead, and it is ahead. Roland Kato has won his final toss in the tournament. Kato, first of all, I'm sure you guys must be disappointed to be playing here this morning and not in the big showcase later on today.
Yeah, most definitely. You guys are very disappointed after yesterday. We didn't bat good enough, but at the end, I think they needed 39 in 2 overs, and any day I will back my bowlers to defend that, but unfortunately, we did not.
All right. Before we get into your decision for this toss, your guys' thoughts overall on your appreciation for this tournament, what it's like?
The tournament is a wonderful tournament. All the guys are pretty pumped and excited. They all wondering when will be the next one, so that's good signs. So it's just all about coming back next year whenever it's the next tournament and doing better than how we did.
All right. Winning the toss, what's the decision of the Ginger Generals?
We're going to have a field first today.
All right. Any particular thinking behind that decision?
No, it's first game. The wicket has been covered on, so probably might have a little 1 or 2 in it for the Pacers, so we just want to utilize it. Yes.
Coming up against your good friend Ryan John, looking to get one over him as both of you will exit the tournament?
Yeah, most definitely. That's how we could play for now is studs, so we just come out here today and battle hard and be the best team win who play the best cricket win.
All right, well, Roland, congratulations to you guys and all the best at today's match.
All right, thank you.
Ryan, losing the toss, I'm sure you'd have wanted to have won the final toss against your good friend Roland Kato.
Yeah, definitely, but that's just how the game goes. I mean, whatever, I think we have been asked to bat, so just going out there, play positive cricket. I mean, there's a lot to play for. There's another tournament, hopefully, in the making, so it's just for guys to get drafted, to put in a last performance for the final match of the tournament.
Your guys' overall thoughts on the tournament as we know on the final day?
I really think that it played with good sportsmanship, I must say. The quality was excellent, good from the Dream 11. Thanks for the opportunity, and our National Cricket Association, we have to say thanks very much for the opportunity.
All right, batting first on what has promised to be a wicket we've seen through the tournament. It offers a little bit more assistance to the seamers, this one we're playing on, and also the ball will come on a bit better. So with that said, what do you think will be a good total you guys can defend later on?
I would say cricket would always be cricket. It's just that you, as a batsman, go out and apply yourself, be positive, you pounce on whatever bad ball, and you try to minimize the dot balls. And I think if we get to 120, it would be good enough for our bowlers today.
As I asked Kito, coming up against your good buddy Kito, two of you all from represent the same parish at the national level. Looking forward to get one of him as you both exit the tournament?
Yes, most definitely. We always battle whenever we play against each other, even in the nets practicing. So it would be good to finish on a high against him as well.
All right, well, Ryan, we certainly want to thank Saffron Strikers for the entertainment they provided, and we wish you guys all the best for this final match.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so to recap, the news from the middle. Ginger Generals have won the toss, and they've inserted Saffron Strikers into bat.
Kerry Frank has just declared that Ginger Generals, they've won the toss and they've decided to field. This is the third place playoff between the Ginger Generals and the Saffron Strikers. So let's look at the lineup that we've got here, the Saffron Strikers lineup. We just heard from Ryan John, who is the captain. So it's John, Kem Charles, Kendall George, Mikel Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, Sherman Lewis, Alex Moses, Jensen Phillip, Nkosi Sintile, Laurie Williams, and Jelani George. That's the Saffron Strikers lineup for match number 34 in the Dream 11 Spice Isle 10-10 tournament. Ginger Generals, of course, who won the toss and decided to field. They're spearheaded there by Roland Cato, Sean Andrew, Wavell Benjamin, Renald Charles, Larry Edwards, Michael Fraser, Keon George, Neil Matthew, Daniel MacDonald, Nicholas Redhead, and Sunil Naharan, who is that's the lineup for the Ginger Generals. The umpires are out there in the middle. Conditions look very bright and wonderful, and of course the ground is well shorn as the Ginger Generals walking out on the field, and the opening pair for the Saffron Strikers also going out. So everything looks lovely and well, and everything looks rather refreshed, even Ali de Bellot.
Okay. Good morning to you, Pastor, and good morning to all our listeners, wherever they may be, listeners and viewers. And as you said, a beautiful day for cricket. First match, third place playoff. Probably both teams are a bit disappointed that they didn't get into the finals.
Yeah, I agree with you. And both of them, of course, had the potential, the capability of getting there. But cardinal errors, of course, all of these things, I would say, Ali, they're little things that you need to pick up in life. Everything is about learning in life, and opportunities lost may never be regained. And there were opportunities out there that were not taken, and that, of course, brought about the position now. So they're going to be a tussle for the third place playoff, and it looks as though Nicholas Redhead will be opening the attack from the far end, the southern or River Road end, and the opening pair rather, of Lyndon Lawrence and is it Nikosi? Kendall George this morning will be opening rather than Nikosi St. Hilaire, and as I said early on, Nicholas Redhead will be bowling from the far end. Here's the two players outside the circle are on the offside. That's the third man and the sweeper. The rest of the players are inside the circle because this is the power play, and in the power play only two fielders are allowed to be outside the circle. So here one is the first delivery is Redhead in, and bowls to Lawrence, gets a short rising delivery that he can do no more than push out on the offside, just in front of square, and there is no run. A little bit of carry there, good bounce rather, with the first delivery.
Yeah, it's sort of, you can say normal now that the first set of deliveries usually have a bit of life in it, but that don't last that long, and it's obviously we know it's the sort of effect from the preparation earlier this morning.
Turns once more from the top of his mark. It's Redhead begins his beautiful approach, passes the umpire now, and bowls to Lawrence. Lawrence is hitting that in the air. I think the catch is going to be taken. Yes, gone. Oh, well, that really was a nothing shot. It really was a nothing shot. He was looking maybe just to push the ball up on the onside. The ball may have just stuck on him a little bit. Matthew coming in there from mid-on. He had to really come forward and then dive and took the catch. So Lawrence goes, only the second ball of the day, caught Matthew there at mid-on of the bowling of Redhead without scoring, and the Saffron, they got a setback quite early.
Yeah, well, this is the 10th day or the 11th day of the competition, and every day and the first overs, the first 2-3 overs, the wicket seems to have just this way of playing where the ball seems to hold up a bit, and Lawrence going into the drive, the ball wasn't pitched right up. Maybe later in the day that would have been going way over the boundary, but it sort of lose some of its pace on its way to Lawrence, and just played a dolly catch to it off.
Yeah, it really was a dolly in the end. Well, he did have to come in, and but it stayed quite sufficient time in the air for him to settle himself and take the catch. Mikel Joseph replaces Lawrence, and he settles. Both men of similar stature, as here once more is Redhead in now and bowls to Joseph. Joseph gets a short delivery, he's right on top of it, played it very well. Edwards comes in very quickly from cover, just to the left, and the batsman had time to cross for 1. So Saffron strikers off the mark. 1 for 1 brings George into strike. So already there need to be some repair there for the Saffron strikers, having the loss of Lyndon Lawrence, caught Matthew of the bowling of Redhead. So it will be now George taking his first delivery, just spins the bat and then gets over it, begins to tap away at the crease, looks up and sees that Redhead is coming in now and bowls, and he is off the back foot. Short rising delivery, and just pushes it out there to Cato, who is fielding at a short extra cover, and there is no run. A very important position there, that short extra cover, because if the batsman is driving, there are acres of space between that deep cover and the conventional mid-off. So it's a very important fielder has to be fielding there, one who is quick off his feet and one who's got good pair of hands. It's got to be an all-rounded fielder. Moves in once more, he's Redhead in and bowls, and he's lifting that up to mid-on, almost carrying. Similar sort of situation there that brought the demise of Lawrence, and fortunately this one was straighter and to the left of the fielder Matthew coming in, and they were able to scamper for a single.
Yeah, and the same effect of the wicket, the ball not coming through as it will probably a bit later in the day, and again George going for the drive and not timing it, and fortunately, as you said, it was a bit straighter than the Lawrence shot, and probably that's why he's still there.
Yeah. To be fair to Matthew, it would have been an impossible catch. Here's Redhead now with the last delivery of the first over in and bowls to Joseph. Joseph is looking, that was close though. He was looking to swing that down to backward square. The ball hit him maybe somewhere on the body, and was threatening to go onto the stump. Yes, hit somewhere around the arm. Then it came perilously close to the leg stump and just managed to kick it away. He still was alert enough to realize the danger, averted it, and well, all is well that ends well for him. But that was a close call. End of over number 1 is 2 for 1.
And as we see, even in that final shot there from Joseph, that the ball he actually played before the ball got onto him, and struck him somewhere about the body, off the bat, and nearly onto the stumps.
Yeah.
And again, early in the day, you really have to watch the drives because the ball is not coming through probably as you expect.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why I think it's also a good move to start with the fast bowler. But they're going to be starting with Larry Edward, who's had a very good tournament. He's bowled well, rather economical, and he's a go-to man for the general. He moves in now to bowl to George. George is getting a delivery onto the pad. Thought about the single. He's got to hurry. The return comes in, and just managed to get back there. And Mikel Joseph, that was up on the onside. I think he might have called him, but George was not responding. He got halfway down the track and had to scamper back. Here once more is Edward. In now and bowls to George. George is looking to flick that down the leg side. The keeper is beaten. That's going to go all the way, it seems. Yes, it does. Crosses the boundary line now. 4 wides signaled by the umpire. That was a bad delivery. Sinking down the leg side. And the keeper really was beaten. Can't fault him at all. And that went down to the boundary for 4. So extras have gone to 5. It's 7 for 1.
Yeah, pretty poor delivery there, but it's trying to probably turn it a bit from just about the leg stump, but it carried straight through.
Here he is once more. Is Edward in and bowls to George. George is looking to hit that over mid-wicket. Doesn't make contact. The ball cannons into the pad. Dribbles out on the onside. The umpire has no signal, or signal leg by. So extras rather healthy already. Rather early days in the innings. And extras have gone already to 6. 8 for 1. Saffron strikers. Mikel Joseph comes into strike. Edward once more from the northern end. Left arm orthodox. Round the wicket. Bowls. And he tucks that just behind square on the leg side. well played, used the angle well, and just used the tide of the ball, turned the face of the bat onto it, got it just behind square, got a single. So Mikel Joseph goes to 2, and the total has moved on to 9 for 1. George now comes back into strike. He is in once more. Is Edward bowls to George. George is advancing down the track, and well bowled. I think the bowler saw him coming, Edward, and bowled it quicker, but still managed to turn it out on the leg side. So the fine leg coming in couldn't prevent the single. 1 more to the total. George has gone to 2. Saffron strikers 10 for 1. We're on over number 2. Slow start here by Saffron strikers. This is the third place playoff between these two teams, as Edward once more round the wicket, left arm in now, and bowls to Joseph. Joseph is bowled. Oh, that was the quicker one. And you know what? He was onto the back foot. He should have been pushing forward. The middle stump, rock back. Let's look at it. Fast the ball. He should have been onto the front foot. He went to the back foot and he was beaten for pace. Well bowled there by Larry Edward. And he got the vital wicket, the important wicket of Mikel Joseph. He's gone for 2. And Saffron strikers, they're in trouble. They're now 10 for 2.
Well, Edwards has continued to deceive the batters with that arm ball. The ball from the left hand. The left-hander, where you think that it's a ball going away from the right-hander, he gets in to slide into the right-hander. And again, the batsman on the back foot looking just to tuck it. He came into him. Also, I thought that he misread the pace. And when the wicket is like that early, sometimes it also do help the slower bowlers, because you get very pace. And that one was a much quicker one into the right-hander. Didn't seem to read it and was bowled.
Yeah, didn't read it at all. And Alias, I think also the fact that he was onto the back foot did not give him the sort of room to be able to negotiate the slide of the ball. If he had pushed out onto the front foot, he would have stood with a chance. So the new batsman, Nkosi St-Hilaire, who has come out here at number 4, and Edward will be bowling just a 1 delivery to him, legal 1 that is. He is there now and bowls to St-Hilaire, who is turning that out on the onside. There's an appeal for leg before, not given out. The umpire would say that's sliding down the leg side, and besides that, he got a nick onto it. So the over comes to an end. Successful over there for both batsmen, in bowlers, beg your pardon. In Redhead got 1 and Edward got 1. Saffron strikers, they're on the back foot. They're 11 for 2.
Yeah, well, a pretty good start by the Generals, picking up 2 early wickets. In fact, 2 wickets in the first 2 overs, just 11 runs. Just the kind of start they will want against a powerful batting lineup of strikers.
Well, I think both batsmen would feel that the Ed, Lawrence, and then Mikel Joseph. So it's going to be once more Redhead, and he's going to get ready to bowl to St-Hilaire, the new batsman. He's in now and bowls to St-Hilaire, who gets onto the back foot, cuts that over the backward point. It's going to go into the boundary. Yes, it does. 4 runs. Short onto the back foot. It was cuttable, and he hit that over the head of Edward there, feeling at backward point. And Edward's not a tall player, and it went down to the boundary for 4. So the first aggressive intention there for the morning, because he's St-Hilaire, he's now gone to 5. It's 15 for 2.
Well, the width was offered. It was short and wide, and he obliged by just using the upper sort of lift for the bat and getting it over that man at point.
It's a good shot, though.
Safe.
Yes, here's Redhead once more in, and bowls to St-Hilaire, who is coming forward and just drives the ball easily up to mid-off as Cato comes in from extra cover, picks the ball up, but the batsman had time to cross for 1. That was a good delivery, pitched up, inviting him for the drive. Didn't go for the big booming drive, but rather just pushed it up to an extra cover, and he got a single. He's moved on to 6. St-Hilaire, the total has moved rather lazily to 16 for 2 as George now comes into strike.
Well, he would have seen the previous batsman that out caught, so driving at this stage might have to reframe a bit.
As here was read it in and both to George. George is swinging that nice shot, fine shot. Use the tide of it down to backward square for 4. Well, he didn't bother to move. It was pitched just about the leg stump, and look how he swung it nicely. Just use the pace of the ball well, and before the backward square fielder could move, it was traveling down to the boundary. Got there so fast. 4 runs to George. A lovely shot. The total has moved on to 20 for 2.
Once the ball does not go to that fielder in the circle, literally straight to him, there's very little chance of anyone cutting it off. And again, a very safe shot.
Here once more is Redhead from the far end, the River Road end. He's got this lovely approach. He's passing the umpire now and bows to George. George is driving well. Gets it down to the sweeper. They've gone for 1. They won't come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper. Good service there. And the batsman can get only 1. So George has gone to 7. Nkosi St. Hilaire, who is on 6 now, comes into strike. And the total 21 for 2. Redhead into his second over, 1 for 12 so far. Goes back from the top of his mark. There's a third man, backward point, sweeper. Extra cover is short in Cato. Mid on, mid off. And there is a mid wicket, square leg, and a fine leg. Here is Redhead in now, bowls, and push the ball up on the onside. Is St. Hilaire, and would get a single. He is now gone on to 7. Both batsmen now on 7. And well, all 7s are on the batsman's score sheet, and also all the 2s there as the total. 22 for 2, both batsmen on 7. As Redhead goes back, moving back rather pensive, turns from the top of his mark in lovely conditions here at the National Stadium, moves in, lovely approach. There now on both to George. George is getting good delivery right up on the leg stump. And had to hustle in the end, as he seemed to be just taking his time to go, and the fielder coming in very quickly, and had to really hustle up there in the end, as Matthew, I think it was coming in there from mid-on. So they got the single at the end of the over. 3 overs gone. The current run rate 7.67. And it's 23 for 2.
George, speaking to him not too long ago, he said, sometime he has not played, and 10 straight days of cricket might just having that effect on him because he really labored to get down to the other end.
Yeah, he did. And almost brought about his demise. So the opening pair, having it tidy, rather tidy for the captain, Cato. I'm sure he's very impressed. And Fraser, Michael Fraser, is going to move in to bowl to George. Similar field to that which was given to Edward. And Fraser, good veteran, understands his game very well and plays within his limits. He's going to move in now to bowl to George. George looks up. They're pushing back the mid-on to right back on the boundary, and the sweeper on the outside has come inside the circle. Here is Fraser moving in with his first delivery, and bowls to George. George is looking to swing that over a long on, does not make contact. The ball pitched outside the off stump, so you have really had to have quite a bit of skill to take that from outside the off stump and heave it over long on. Didn't make contact. Keeper collecting behind the stumps.
And with the mid-off inside the circle and the long on outside, I wonder why that's the direction he's heading.
As Fraser again moves in to bowl to George. George is coming forward and driving nicely. Gets it just to the right of the square leg fielder. They will in fact get 2 just down to square leg, just behind square rather, and they get 2. So 2 more to George. Could see he was really looking for one shot. Who's cheating out there? Is that George? Well, I think he's cheated himself too, hasn't he? So the umpires picked that up, and total 24 for 2. Here he is once more. Fraser moving in to bowl to George, and George is advancing down the track, misses everything. And the keeper collecting, maybe if he was standing up, that would have been an easy stumping. I think that's the second short run that we've had in the tournament.
And I think he was
Has that been the
responsible
second?
for
Oh, he was the. Oh, George. Don't do that, George. You're the culprit on 2 occasions. Oh, you little cheater. There he goes. Taps away the crease. Here's Fraser moving in. Once more passes the umpire. At both to George. George is hitting that. Beautiful shot. Fine shot. 4 runs. Well, with the mid on the wider side, it was pitched up. And he came forward and drove it nicely through the line. Beautiful shot. He got 4. So he's gone to 13 into double figures. And the total has now moved on to 28 for 2.
the question of the short run. Sometimes it's better that you lose a run than lose your wicket.
You did make that point, didn't you? Yes. Oh, there's some pros and cons there. Here once more is Fraser. Moves in. Did start and stop. He reapproaches. There now and bowls. And he's tugging that one, George, down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. And Nicholas Redhead is down there. Does good service. Sends the ball back to the keeper. And George gets 1. He's gone to 14. And the total has moved to 29 for 2. 29 for 2. As St. Hilaire comes into strike. Here once more is Fraser. We'll move into bowl to St. Hilaire now. He's just about passing the umpire and bowls to St. Hilaire. Outside the out stump. Hits that high in the air. Somebody, the keeper, is going under it. Takes the catch. Well, St. Hilaire goes. He turned his back, knew that he was in trouble, didn't cue it well. The ball took the bottom part of the bat, and one hand was also of the bat. I think if the call was early, keeper might catch, and in the end, he took it quite comfortably, Benjamin, just falling as he took the catch. So, St. Hilaire goes, caught Benjamin, the keeper of the bowling of Fraser. He's gone for 7. Saffron strikers, they're 29 for 3 as over number 4 comes to an end.
Yeah, a good catch in the end by the keeper, but again, the batsman swinging and the ball not seems to come in through as quickly as he wanted to. He lost the grip on his bat, lost his shape, and played the ball just high up in the air. And from the time he played it, he realized he was in trouble. He started literally walking.
So out goes St. Hilaire. In comes the captain, Ryan John. Well, Ali, you made a point, of course, the whole idea of the short run. Do you think that some of these players, have that in mind? That, look, I might be run out here, so let me go short.
No, I think most of the time they just didn't look where they were going. Because I don't think he was under any pressure, really, to get back for the second run. Although we saw him previously, seems to be in problem for a singer that looked very comfortable. So sometimes a little aches and pain there, think that the umpire is not looking.
Well, Ryan John is going to be facing up to Daniel McDonald. Change of bowling, of course, from the far end. Here is McDonald in bowls to John. John turns it up neatly on the onside. Lot would depend upon him. He gets his first run. He's off the mark. 1. Strikers, Saffron strikers, 30 for 3. This is not a good sight for the Saffron strikers. They're not off to a good start at all. Kendall George comes into strike. He's 14. Can he play a really top-class innings here? As McDonald is in and bowls, and George is looking to heave that over long on. Doesn't make contact. Benjamin behind the stumps didn't collect cleanly either, but no harm done. Just did the little repair work. Goes around, picks the ball up and sends it back to McDonald, who is in, bowls outside the off stump. Takes that ball from out there, that's George, and tucks it down to the lawn on area and gets a single as it's Ryan John who now comes into strike, 31 for 3. John is on 1, just a 1 delivery is faced so far. Here is McDonald in now and bowls, turn neatly just behind square on the leg side, gets a single to the right of Narayan, who moved across rather quickly, slightly heavy set, but I thought he handled that distance fairly well. One more to John, who's gone to 2, 32 for 3. Brings back George into strike. As McDonald bowls to George, George is opening the face of the bat, glides it down to third man. He's got to hurry. That John will come back for the second one as Larry Edwards threw to the keeper's end, but he really was not accurate at all. And the ball was backed up down on the wide mid-wicket area. They got 2. George has now gone to 17. So he scored half the amount of runs. He's there now is McDonald. Hits the ball in the air. The ball is going down to the cover area. The catch is taken, no dropped. Well, it was a brilliant effort. It really was. They come back for the second run as the return comes into the keeper. It stayed in the air for quite some time, and the fielder had to come in. Who was that? Was that Fraser? Yeah, that was Fraser coming in there from deep extra cover. Spectacularly hurled himself forward. Now he had to really make a lot of coverage and didn't pull off the catch. It would have been a stunning catch indeed. The over comes to an end. 5 overs gone. John is 2, 19 to George is 36 for 3 Saffron strikers.
I think Fraser would have gotten maximum points for that effort. He really sprinted in and threw himself. I don't think he really got to it. And it dropped just before him. But again, you see the batsman sort of losing the grip on the hand because they seem to be playing a bit too early. And the ball going high into the air. Unfortunately, Fraser being probably too deep, didn't get to it.
Right. So, here is another bowling change. Right now, Charles is going to bowl. He's going to be bowling to John. Well, John. This is the halfway stage as Charles, left arm orthodox, round the wicket to bowl to John outside the off, some short and a wide signal by the umpire. He was looking to cut that through the offside. Now John is a very strong man. He's a well-balanced cricketer, muscular, as he's in once more. Charles in and bowls to John. John gets a delivery that he doesn't hit very well. It's going down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. The catch is taken on the second attempt. Well, it looked a little bit of a danger there as the redhead was coming around. He had to move from that mid-wicket area. He pouched the ball for a while and then it bubbled out, but had the frame of mind to go for it on the second attempt. And in the end, he took the catch. Now, Laurie Edwards was also coming in. I don't know if there was any lack of communication, but the catch has been taken, whatever the case is. And so John goes. He could feel bad about himself for that shot because it was short enough. And he was caught down there at the mid-wicket area. Redhead coming in very quickly, took the catch. He's gone for 2. Saffron strikers, they're 37 for 4.
And in real trouble at 37 for 4 in the 6th over. But again, the batter going for a big shot and seemed not to be able to time it properly. Of course, we know Ryan John is a very good hitter at the ball. And that one was not hit, probably dropping half between the way hit and the fielder. A good catch by Redhead in the end because he was challenged not only by the ball but also by the fielder coming in. And I thought that the fielder should have given him a little more way. But in the end, he held on and held on to a good catch.
Charles bowls outside the off stump. George goes onto the back foot, hits it out to cover as the extra cover fielder and Cato running across to his left, covers about 20 yards. The batsman had time to cross for 1. So George has gone to 19. The total has moved on to 38 for 4. Sherman Lewis, who replaced Ryan John, comes in to strike. Can he play a good cameo here for his team? Settles as Reynolds Charles moves in, bowls to Lewis. Lewis is turning that up to mid-wicket. No, they've gone for 1. Redhead comes off the boundary, rather athletic-like, and sends a good return to the keeper. Well, in the older days, they probably wouldn't quite call it good because they believe that the ball must always come straight into the glove, but sometimes you've got to hit it into the turf and let it skid off. All those are dynamics you have in modern day cricket. Here once more is Charles in now and bowls to George. George is turning, maybe, well, we'll just wait to see what the umpire says. It's by, so the ball hit the pad and went to a short third man, and one more to the total is now gone to 40 for 4. Extras have now gone on to 8, rather healthy. So the top scorer, second top scorer, short delivery, pulled down to a mid wicket. Again, Redhead, who's had quite a bit of work to do so far today, both bowling and fielding. That was a lovely return into the glove of the keeper. But the batsman crossed for 1. One more to Lewis, has gone to 2. George comes back into strike. He's on 20 as Charles is in. Bowls to George, who comes forward, gets a full toss and pushes the ball down to long on, where it's fielded there by Larry Edward, and they cross for 1. So the over has been completed. 6 overs gone. They're going at exactly 7 runs per over. George, a lot depends upon him. He's on 21. Lewis is 2. 42 for 4. Saffron strikers, of course, sent into bat. This is the third place playoff, and after some words from Ali DeBella, then it will be Rafael Crony.
42 for 4 in the 6th over, not where the strikers would have liked to be. However, they still have George there, Lewis there, and the batters to come, and they really will need to sort of upbeat the tempo. Of course, George is one of our well-known soca artists, and maybe he'll have to play a carnival in.
This ball is played down to third man. It's going to run very close to the boundary. Edwards chasing a fight, just stopped it just about 10 yards from the boundary. So 2 runs. Kendall George on 23, 44 for 4. Saffron strikers being sent into bat in this third place playoff. Good morning to you, Ali.
Good morning, Rafael.
This one again comes off the edge, and Edwards, who in that short third man area, move quickly to his right, to his left. So 1 more to George, he moves to 24. Been tough going for Saffron strikers. It's 45 for 4. Daniel McDonald in the second over. This one's driven down to long off, and coming off the boundary, they're going to come back for 2 runs there. Fielder had a lot of running to do to his right on the boundary. So 2 more to Lewis. Saffron strikers really would be hoping that this pair would probably see for the next 2 overs. Lewis is hitting straight, and this one going to clear, just drop 1 bounce, goes over the ropes for another 4. Again, Ali, as he looked here, hitting straight, and really not much danger when you're hitting straight. And he played it well down to that long off area for 451. So the 50 is up, and again he's looking to push it down to third man. Again, ball beating the bat. This partnership so far 14. Run rate just at 7.46. Short delivery again. Looking to cut, make no contact. Will be disappointed that short delivery probably should have hit down to square cover.
And one of the areas we have continuously talked about with the batsman pulling themselves away and trying to cut instead of going into the ball. And there on 2 occasions he was pulling himself and trying to cut or steer and miss a boat. At 51 for 4 in the 7th over, obviously a position that they would have not liked to be at this stage, but they still got 3 overs, and we have seen some serious hitting so far in the competition in the last couple of overs, and so they should be trying to get over the 80 mark.
So Reynald Charles already picked up 1 wicket, left arm. This one is hit straight to cover. Keto fields. So we are seeing Saffron strikers playing for the third place playoff, a team who would have done very well in the preliminary games. Wide off the off stump, no shot offered. Again, George a little disappointed, wide wasn't called. Charles, left arm, wrong the wicket, bowled this one is pitch up, and this one is played to cover. Again, no timing, bringing the ball right up. And George pushed it to cover with Kato Fields, so he gets one more. He moves to 25. 52 for 4. We are in the 8th over. So really have been. And this and he's looking to swing. That's Lewis looking to take it up from outside the off stump. He made no contact. Again looking to hit it down to that deep backward square, which is vacant. 52 for 4 over number 8. Charles in the second over, short, and Lewis is hitting this down to long on. This going to clear, just go over the long on boundary for 6. Again, short delivery, and given the right treatment, Redhead, who is at wide long on, just had to look at it. They just cleared the rope for 6.
Yeah, good shot and good timing. The batter seems to be having just a bit of problem in timing the short deliveries, but this one was well timed.
Yeah, we have seen that the ball is not actually coming off the wicket as one expected to, and I think that resulted in a few of the wickets to fall this morning. Another short delivery hit down to mid-wicket. Redhead comes off the boundary. So another single to Lewis. He moves to 15, 59 for 4, and that completes over number 8. Saffron strikers. That's about first. They are 59 for 4 of the 8 overs.
And in trouble because that's a pretty low score. But again, this cricket seems to be so competitive that whatever score one team make, the next team seems to struggle to get to it. So it's still an open game, but at 59 for 4 in the 8 over, I think strikers would have liked to be in a better position.
We have seen the soft dismissal. Lyndon Lawrence looking for the drive caught at mid-on. Again, really soft dismissal. We see also Sentinel. So a number of those short. Ryan John just out there was a short ball, almost a long hop. But I think he was only into the shot. Again, the ball not really coming off. And only was able to hit it in the air. And Redhead coming in from that mid-wicket area, taking it on the second attempt.
So just two overs left, and then they really would like to get probably over the 80 mark.
So Edwards and Edward in the second over from the southern end. Ball to Lewis. Lewis looking to hit this over mid-wicket. Made no contact. Actually he's bowled. Well, yeah. We look at the replay here. Yes, looking to hit it over mid-wicket and went straight through him and probably hitting the leg stump. So Lewis looking for the big one there and missed and was bowled.
Well, you have to, and again, Edwards continued to deceive the batters with that ball coming in, and you can see it pitch and actually pitch about middle and hitting the leg stump, and a quicker delivery. Lewis trying to swing, didn't make contact. Good delivery and good bowling, keeping the ball up and not allowing the batsman to get under. In fact, the entire Generals team has bowled pretty well. I think they're just probably 1/6 that has been hit so far in the inning.
Well, they have used the wicket, the pitch really wisely in that the left arm spin of Larry Edward, not bowling too far, just slowing it up a bit, and seem to be getting grip, a little grip, a little assistance from the wicket. And so far picked up 2 for 8 in the second over. So Alec Moses, the right-handed Moses, is going to face Edwards again, and he's beaten by this delivery on the back foot. Looking to play it somewhere on the outside, on the offside, and that ball went to him. Quicker delivery by Edward. He's coming around the wicket once again to Moses. And for this delivery, Moses is playing the cover. Captain K2 is in that position and would be feeling pretty happy with the situation at the moment. Ali 59 for 5.
Can ask for a better position.
Edward, and this one comes off the edge and goes to that third man region. Andrew, who is fields, and the batsman take 1 run. So Moses off the mark, 60 for 5. Over number 8. K2 in his second over. Short third man, backward point on the boundary cover. We've just seen Keto just going back at cover there. Short delivery again, looking to play down to third man. And really, probably would have been better to play an attacking shot. That's a short delivery.
But the bounce and the probably turn would have deceived him, because that one was the one that turned away.
Edward, this final delivery. And this is hit to mid wicket. And George, the batsman, just jog a single. The fielder comes off the boundary. So that's the end of the ninth over. And Saffron strikers really struggling at 61 for 5.
But probably a psychological situation with strikers. They would have played probably the best in the preliminary round, and not getting to the final probably got a sort of mental pressure on them. But in other competitions, they have changed that format in a round robin, where the team winning the round robin stage gets 2 chances at getting into the final. They play the first semi-final, and the winner goes on. The loser still have another opportunity, and I think is that sort of mental thing they are trying to avoid.
Well, it's a first of its kind, this T10 tournament here. We know the IPL, CPL, you have a second chance. This is a system that have been introduced just a few years ago. I would think being the first of its kind here, you go what we are accustomed with as Fraser, and this one is played down to third man. Again, George just amble a single. Takes the score to 62 for 5. Yeah, I think as first tournament here, we probably would have gone through the system in actually using the system that we are accustomed with. But I do believe, going forward, it will be looked at, and certainly maybe some adjustment might be made as we look forward to other tournaments. This one is hit down to long off, and Andrew comes off the boundary, so a single to Moses, 63 for 5. But important point you made, Ali, the fact that Saffron striker was played so well in the preliminary games. They actually ended on 15 points, and we have seen them. The loss of the semi-finals, I think would have really hurt them. George faces Fraser, short delivery again. He's looking to swing. Made no contact. Again, so important to get in the position to play shots. And there, he was swinging and made no contact. But just to get back to the point with Saffron strikers, I think they lost in that semi-final game. They went in with all the confidence. They would have defeated Nutmeg Warriors on 2 occasions. And therefore, they had a good start. The wicket of Fletcher, really good start. At Fraser to George, and right of George looking to drive and not timing. Just seemed to be coming off the bat, bouncing, and the keeper, Weibel Benjamin, fields, scoring 63 for 5.
In fact, in some of the competitions that are played as how this one is played, they don't worry the third and fourth place playoff, because the teams are so disappointed not getting into the final that not much is put into that game.
Well, we saw it happening in even our local T20 tournament with St. David's.
Yeah.
This one is hit high in the air. Someone is going to get on it. Let's see. 2 passes going to it. And Fraser dropped it again. And really, he has a difficult time in taking catches. The ball went in the air, slow delivery. And George looking for a big hit. And probably we look at it, we played, there's something happened after that catch is being dropped, and we're going to see. And a run out as Moses looking to take the single and was run out there. As we were paying attention on the catch there, but the batsman, they're looking for a single, and Moses not being able to make his ground. So despite the drop catch, they still have been able to pick up the wicket, 64 for 6.
Well, they had to try to get that extra run, but Fraser was not having a pretty good time in the entire competition catching. Maybe should I just leave that one for the wicketkeeper, who was probably in a good a position as he is to take the catch. But he dropped it. Of course, not under real pressure in terms of the score, 64 for 6. I think Generals is a pretty good position.
So George is going to face final delivery as Fraser to George, and he's driving straight back, and it's dropped again. And certainly that's the final delivery at 64 for 6 after 10 overs. And Ginger General really would feel pretty happy with the situation, as that ball went straight back to Fraser. And again, he was not able to hold on.
Yeah, but he bowled a good last over. Just 2 runs coming in the last over with 10-10. That's a pretty good over. So 64 for 6 and 10. Of course, nothing close to what they would have expected when they started here today. And of course, Generals are feeling probably very happy. They have probably got the team way below what the past score has been throughout the competition. And again, probably go back to the psychological effect of not getting into the finals. Maybe played a big role in that very low score.
Yeah, I certainly agree. But I think we have to give Ginger General some credit. I think they used the wicket to their advantage. The ball was not really coming on, so shot making certainly would have been difficult. And they slowed it up. That last over from Fraser really didn't try to bowl too fast. And you're slowing it up, and even the shot that where George was dropped there, you see he had to reach for it, and that was the problem I think with most of the Saffron strikers batsmen, in that the fact that the ball was not coming on as they expected to, it certainly made it difficult for them, and as such, they ended up on 64 for 6. But just to give you the scorecard, Lawrence, I see he was caught by Matthew. Only faced 2 balls. George not at 28, played a good hand, 32 deliveries. Joseph was bowled by Edwards for 2, and he faced 4 deliveries. And again, Joseph was again a soft dismissal again due to the ball not coming on. He had a good tournament so far with the bat. Sentler caught Benjamin, and he went for 7. Lewis bowled by Edward 15, Moses run out Fraser 2, and Philip not out not. So we saw in the inning that some of the batsmen who would have done well, the Lawrence, the Sentler who had really good knocks, and also the Joseph, they were not able to get off. Ryan John himself didn't last very long, and really falling rather cheaply. 64 for 6. Well, we're gonna probably just look at the bowling. Redhead, he had 2 overs, 1 for 14. Edward 2 overs, 2 for 10. Fraser 2 overs, no made 9 runs, 1 wicket. Daniel McDonald 2 overs, no made 16 runs, no wicket. And Reynald Charles 2 overs, no made 13 runs, 1 wicket. So we see in this game that the spinners were able to hold their own, keeping it pretty tightly.
Yeah, but once the wicket have some sort of assistant, both type of bowlers could be effective. The spinner obviously will get a little grip, and the ball might turn a bit more, probably bounce a bit more than normal. So both bowlers, the pacers and the spinners, have an advantage. And again, early in the morning, we did see that little bit of assistance going to the bowling side, and today probably exaggerated a bit by the poor batting of strikers.
So we see again Redhead in the wicket column, and I think he has now gone to 11 picking up wickets. Really had a pretty good tournament in terms of bowling. In all the fast bowlers, to me, he looked probably the most impressive. His run up and the way he get to the wicket and does shows that he's a bowler that can move to the next level.
Yeah, and I know him personally and seeing him train. He's one of the hard workers at his training. So one expect that probably he will move forward. And as you said, and Pastor Womas also spoke of it, is sort of his run up to the wicket, his approach, his delivery, stride, and everything seems to be in the making of a good fast bowler.
So as we look forward to the Ginger General's reply, but we will probably stay on for just a reply just in a few minutes, but maybe just to look at the tournament so far, Ali, in terms of your opinion in terms of what we have seen over the last weeks.
Well, I think it's an extremely good tournament. I've watched some of the other 10-10, and I think we are right up there. Quite a number of big hitters in this competition. We have seen some beautiful innings where team seems to be totally out of it and has come back and played some excellent shots. We see some good fight. We see some good catches. We see some good bowling. We see just all-round cricket was played there. It wasn't just people come in and swing. As long as 10-10, you come in and you just swing your bat. I don't think so. We see excellent batting, good timing at the ball, massive sixes in this ground, and I think that all leads to, for a first tournament 10-10. I think we could only go forward from here.
Well, we look at the amount of sixes that have been hit in the tournament. I think it's way over 300, and certainly one would think that the boundary is small. Yes, it is specifically at a certain size for this tournament, but again, it says something of the quality of the pitch that you are playing on. In that, generally, shot making have been good. I think 10-10 tournament is a sort of tournament that really runs it to the batters on show in terms of the batting. It speaks to the quality of the surface that they had to play on.
Yeah, and we used 2 wickets throughout the tournament, and both wickets were very good, very accommodating to the batters. Today probably a little bit on the slow side, but generally the wickets were pretty good. And the outfield in itself also very good, and so international standard.
Yeah, just to see that, as we look at the outfield, we look around, and this facility, as you know, we are now preparing for that T20 international in just about 2 weeks' time. But certainly the condition really look really top class, and we should be in very good position for that T20 tournament.
Yeah, no question about it. Of course, the ground, and that ground has probably such an excellent draining system that rain literally has to be falling for the game can't play. Once the wickets are properly covered, once it's uncovered, the games will be played. So I think yes, we good wicket, good outfield. Proper preparation, and we're all set.
Yes, and as the umpires make their way out, we do expect that the wicket as the sun beats out, and again, we didn't just to see the condition is very good. We have been really blessed with good condition, despite we had one of the games being rain out, but I think that the groundsmen would have done a fine job to make sure that we had cricket right through, and just outside of that day, which we had consistent rain, I think that we certainly are blessed with good condition. The sun is shining brightly, and certainly we expect the Ginger Generals going out to get chased at 64. They should go out with a lot of confidence.
I don't think they're under any pressure. They have batted well throughout the competition. Of course, that's one of the team. They would have placed 4th in the preliminary rounds and had an opportunity also of getting into the final. And so we'll wait to see if probably that psychological effect of not getting into the final also affect them, as it did, in my opinion, with strikers.
So they've 64 for 6. That's Saffron strikers of the 10. That is paltry. It's rather poor. So, just looking at the tournament points, Dream 11 Spice L T10, Saffron strikers after 10 matches, 1, 7 lost, 2. Pacers won 6, lost 3. Ginger Generals, they won 4, lost 5. Nutmeg Warriors played 10, of course, won 4, lost 5. Bailey Blasters won 3, lost 5, sorry, 6. And Clove Challengers won 3 and lost 6.
Yeah, it's interesting as we look at the point standing. Saffron strikers way above, and really coming off the preliminaries, really would have come off with a lot of confidence, winning most of the games, and ended up with 15 at the top of the table.
So let's see the response here by Ginger General. As Cato, the captain, is joined out there by Dolan McDonald, and Kim Charles is going to start the attack. Here is Charles in now, and both to Cato. Cato is getting away with delivery outside the off stump, confirmed as a wide by the umpire. So Ginger Generals, they're off the mark immediately. Charles again will move in. Right arm, off spin, way outside the off stump, beats the keeper, beats the lone slip. That's John. Is going to go very close to the boundary, pull back just inside, and they will in fact come back for what would be the second run. The signal by the umpire says that it's wide.
Yeah.
So total now move on to 4 without loss. Sorry, Rico. Here once more is Charles in and bows to Cato. Cato is off the back foot and cuts well down to the sweeper position. Will get a comfortable single as Lewis is off the boundary, sends a strong return to the keeper, pushes him back. 1 more to the total. It's gone to 5. Cato is off the mat. He's left-handed, so the field will just make a bit of adjustments there to accommodate him. Sort of balanced field, both offside and onside. 4 fielders on the onside, the rest on the offside, and understanding that he's a left-hander. Left-handers tend to be pretty strong through the offside. Here is Charles. White arm off spin round the wicket, bowls turned up on the onside, will get a single as the return comes into the keeper. So McDonald just got inside the line of it and turned it down to fine leg. Saw the opportunity. Cato called him, responded very well. Total has moved by 1 now to 6 without loss as Cato, the captain, now comes back into strike. Here is Kim Charles. In now and bowls to Cato. Cato is taking that ball from way outside the off stump, tugs it down to mid wicket. George, who just seemed to get in a tangle, and now the batsman were able to cross for 1. So Cato has gone to 2. Sort of ugly looking shot there, but he got 2, got 1. Total has gone to 7 now without loss, as it's once more Kim Charles moving in to bowl to McDonald this time. They've strengthened the outside field even more. He comes in now and bowls, and to this delivery is driving McDonald up to mid-off. The ball travelling much too quickly. The bowler didn't stop it, but he did get a hand to it, and it went behind him to mid-off. I think Nick Cozy Sinclair there at mid-off. Here once more is Charles in and bowls to McDonald, who is driving. I think he checked it well. They'll go to for a quick single. Got to hurry, just got there, but the return, the throw at the non-striker's end wasn't that good. Backed up in the outfield there. So, well, one more ball to go in the over. 8 for 1. McDonald and Cato, both of them on 2. The required run rate is just 6.22. So that should be a canter in the park. Right-handed Cato comes into strike. Kim Charles is in. Bowls to Cato. Cato goes way outside the off stump and looks to tuck the ball down to long on. Succeeds in doing that. The over comes to an end. And one wondered why that sort of shot. Raphael Crony could have been just playing an ordinary, authentic test match. Ordinary cricket shot.
Yeah, poor shot selection there by Cato. We have seen him in this over looking to hit everything over mid wicket, long on position. And all he needed to do was just a step and just drive down to mid-off and pick up a single. So he has been, he have not been doing well the last few games. But as far as 64, I think he should have a lot of confidence going out there and just play normal cricket.
Yeah, that's right. Just wondered why those footwork, why getting out of shape so very early, even before the bowler bowls the ball. There's no need for it.
And this is a difference, when you look at Atenes in terms of his positioning. And that makes his stroke making so much easier when they get into the right position.
Laurie William is going to move into bowl to McDonald. Here he is. McDonald comes forward and opens the face of the bat. Steers the ball down to backward point. Of course, the ball traveling rather quickly. Michael Joseph, I think, there at backward point.
Well, Williams would have bowled, Laurie Williams bowled pretty well in the tournament. He's one of the bowlers who have been able to move the ball both ways, into the right hander in particular.
Moves in and balls, hits that over the deep mid wicket area, 4 runs. 6 has gone all the way rather. Just got over the boundary line. He came forward, that was slanting into just outside the off stump, and he took it out from outside there and lifted it over mid wicket. Well, that was a great shot, considering that it was outside the off stump.
Yeah, you had to reach for it outside the off stump. Again, if you into right position, you probably would have hit that over mid-off. But he picked it up from outside the off stump and really hit it just went over mid-wicket.
Here is Williams in now, balls looking to hit that through the mid-off area. But the previous delivery, Rafa, wasn't necessarily a poor delivery.
No, it was a good delivery, and as I see, there's a shot that probably should have been hit over mid-off if he was able to get his right foot just across.
14 without loss. McDonald is 8 as Williams moves in, bowls to McDonald. McDonald hits that through the mid-wicket area. Runs there for him. It's going to go all the way for 4. Short, and again he took that from outside the off stump and just heaved it through mid-wicket. That was a good shot, really. The timing was well. The placement was also good. And he got 4 runs. So he's moved very quickly now to 12, and the total is pushed on to 18 without loss.
Yes, he picked the gap well, placed it between that mid-on and the mid-wicket, and it went across the 4.
Williams, the ball to McDonald. McDonald hits that in the air. That's a fine shot. That's going to go all the way. It does. That's 6 runs. Expensive over here by Williams. It was pitched up, and this time he didn't opt really to go through mid-wicket, but decided to just open the face of the bat, lift it over the infield, and Ryan John could do no more but just to go and retrieve the ball. He's gone very quickly now to 18-24 without loss.
Yes, safe shot, pitched up, and he hit it over mid-off, and they just cleared the boundary.
Williams to McDonald, who turns it neatly. Good skillful shot to the right of George. They've hustled for 1, won't come back for the second. The return comes in. The return is good service, and they get 1. So the over has come to an end. A rather expensive over there. The first over there by Laurie Williams. 17 runs coming off his first over. And Ginger General, really they've galloped there now. 25 without loss of 2.
Yeah, need 40 from 40 deliveries, so really in total command of this game. And really, you're probably going to have a pretty early finish in this one.
Yeah, it looks very much that way. So I think Saffron strikers, they've got only themselves to be blamed. A target of just 64, really, certainly not good at all. Delivery that is hit down to the long off area. Gets a comfortable single.
Yeah,
Cato comes into strike.
Yeah, I just thought that they really didn't bat well. Yes, the ball wasn't coming on, and even from the first wicket when Lawrence went caught in mid on, you realize that you had to readjust because it was not easy to play stroke making. Even the bad deliveries, they were not able to hit away.
Charles is in and bowls to Cato. Cato is coming forward and just drives the ball out to Lewis, who's feeling there on the sweeper position, and they get 1. So 1 more to Cato, who's gone to 3. It's been a sedate start by him, 3 or 4 deliveries. McDonald being much more enterprising. 20 of 10. He's going to be facing up to Kem Charles from the far end, round the wicket and bowls. McDonald's on to the back foot and pats the ball back on the offside. Charles comes across very quickly on his bowling, on his follow through. Prevents the batsman from crossing for the single. He's in again. Charles bowls to McDonald. McDonald's hitting that hard into the ground and the ball going back along the track to the bowler, who again picks up.
Yeah, again we're seeing the difficulty, especially for the slow bowlers. Not very easy to get the ball away.
Charles is in and bowls. McDonald is looking to heave that over the long on area. Didn't make contact. They will now go for what would be a bye. Just wondered really whether there may not have been a stumping chance there.
Again, he was looking for the drive. Maybe looking to hit it somewhere over mid-off. Took the inside edge. Or not the inside edge, but just seemed to pass just outside leg stump.
So, Cato comes in to strike as Charles is back over the wicket and bowls to Cato. Cato is coming forward, drives the ball up to long off. Will get a comfortable single. Long off having to go across to his right, covered distance very well. So he's now moved on to 4, and the total at the end of over number 3, 29 without loss. Cato is 4, McDonald 20.
Yeah, good over by Charles, seeing 2 overs for 11 runs, and again it just illustrates how difficult it is to get with a slower bowler. And he had been given the ball air, started off bowling wide off the off stump. This he would have done rather successful in the tournament, picking up wickets, giving the ball air wide off the off stump, and the batsman having to reach for it. And again, we saw in this over just a bit of difficulty McDonald trying to drive, but he had a good spell. Just 11 runs coming from his 2 overs at 29 without loss after 3 overs. I think Ginger Journal is really in command at this time.
Yeah, they certainly are in command. 36 of 42, that's the equation. And when they're less runs, more balls, you know that it is an easy game. So Jensen Phillip is brought into the attack. So it's a sort of all slow attack, more so, except for, of course, Laurie Williams, who bowled 1 over. Here is Phillip in and bowls, and Cato was in 2 minds there as to whether he should have really go for the big booming drive or just maybe to dab it out on the offside. Played in the end a sort of nothing shot. Phillip is in once more and bowls to Cato. Cato is coming down the track and lives that high. I think it's going to go all the way. Yes, it does. Straight back over the bowler's head. That's gone for 6. Gave it tremendous elevation. Not very hard, but it really went high into the sky, and it just managed to go over the boundary line for 6. He's gone to 10.35 without loss.
Yes, safe shot hitting straight back over the bowler head for 6. Again, you could see Cato preparing for the big drive through the offside.
Here is Phillip again to bowl to Cato. Cato is, well, he left that alone. He's down on 1 knee. Maybe thought about slapping that through the offside. Offside that is a very good cordon. They've got 5 men in the circle there on the offside. Here is again Phillip bowls to Cato. Cato hits that in the air, goes through the extra cover area. That's 4 runs. To the right, rather, to the left of the mid-off fielder that is wide, between the mid-off and extra cover, and it went down to the boundary for 4. It was a full toss, and Cato now pushes on to 14.39 without loss.
Yeah, full toss given the right treatment, hit it between the extra cover and the mid-off to the boundary for 4. Again, you see him looking for a lot of power, and not necessarily timing, which is so necessary.
Here's Phillip in, bowls to Cato. Cato is he's on his knee, really. White signal by the umpire, and that was way outside the off stump, but he was sort of pulling away, giving himself room on the knee. Just looked rather awkward, like a cow on ice there in the end. But no harm done. 40 without loss.
Yeah, he's not getting to the ball. He's pulling away from the ball, trying to slash, either over cover, and he probably just need to move his left foot, get closer to the ball.
Phillip bowls to Cato. Cato lifts that inside out. It may not go all the way with it. Yes, it does. 4 runs. Well, he didn't really hit it the way he wanted. He did open the face of the bat, but didn't get it with the sort of authority that he liked, and it went over the infield and then limped over the boundary for 4. He's gone in a very aggressive mood now. Is Cato? He's gone to 18. Is 44 without loss. Philip again.
Yeah.
Stopped by the umpire.
Yeah, you see Cato there, Jane, just opening up himself, really looking for power. Able to get this one over cover. Not as effective as he would love. Certainly he was looking for the 6. But he dropped a few bounces before he got over the rope.
Philip is in to Cato. Cato is lifting that down to the mid-wicket area. There's a challenge here. Good stop there down at the long on area. That Ryan John did good work there. That could have gone for 4. They got 1, however. So Cato has gone to 19. McDonald is 20. Cato will be taking strike. And after 6 overs, their run rate being 11.25. The Ginger Generals, they're 45 without loss.
Yeah, good over for Ginger Generals. 16 runs in that first over by Philip. And Ginger Generals really just needing another 20 runs to win. And certainly making it look rather easily. At 45 without loss. That's really.
Who's got the advantage here, Raphael?
Well,
well, there must be something to laugh about.
yes, certainly.
Really.
It's only one team. I think that it seems as though Saffron striker would have given up. I think pretty early they came into this match not with the confidence that we saw during the preliminary games. John Havenwool, maybe seeing what has happened with the slow bowlers picking up wickets, they probably actually decided to use the slow bowlers up front, but now we're seeing the bowling of Sherman Lewis, and he's going to pick it up from that southern end.
Who hasn't had the best tournament at all as a senior experienced cricketer. His pace has been pretty okay, but his line and control have not been very well at all. Here's Lewis though, comes in to bowl to Cato. He's there and bowls. Cato is advancing down the track, hits that down to the long on area. The catch is going to be taken, yes. Taken down there at long on. It seemed to be, is it St. Hilaire?
Joseph.
Michael Joseph, beg your pardon, coming across that to his left and coming in and took what turned out to be a rather comfortable catch. Let's look at it. Yes, he didn't look like dropping it at all. So the first wicket goes. Cato caught down there at the long on area of the bowling of Sherman Lewis. He's gone for 19. And the Ginger Generals, they lost the first wicket, is 45 for 1.
Yeah, poor shot by Cato. Again, you see him pulling away. And a ball pitched up outside the off stump and got it down to the long on again. Looking to swing, everything looking to swing to that leg side, that long on mid-wicket area. Ball which should have been hit through the covers. It was really over pitch outside the off stump. But he had been batting, looking for a lot of power just to give himself room and swing. Certainly that was not a shot that really was needed at that for that particular delivery.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I think I'm disappointed generally with his overall batting. I'm going to come back to that. Weevil Benjamin comes in. Here is a delivery by Lewis that he opens the face of the bat and pushes on to third man. Will get a comfortable 2. So he's off the mark immediately. Nice shot there. Came forward and opened the face of the bat. Glided it nicely down to third man and got 2. Now, players got to realize what kind of player they are, right? Arthanes, who is a touch player, even if he is in aggressive mood, he tends to keep his shape and doesn't do a whole lot of different things. And he's highly productive. Here once was Lewis in now and bowls, and Benjamin again pats the ball down to third man. I think they're going to get 2 again here as they come back for the second run rather comfortably too. I think he played both of them rather skillfully. Just ease onto the back foot with no problem at all, and it's easy as Sunday morning. Glided the ball nicely down to third man. He's gone very quickly to 49 for 1.
Yeah, good sensible batting by Benjamin. He's on top of it and steered it down to that backward point position. The important thing and being positive to pick up 2 runs. I think the last delivery of the last over, we come back to that.
Lewis is here and balls to Benjamin. Benjamin turns it neatly just behind square. Thought about a single. George came in very quickly, seemed to be favoring some, maybe some little injury, or maybe just it's part of his own mannerism. But again, he says that he's not as fit as he would like to be. But you've got to enjoy him. He's a real fun character. 49 for 1.
You're making a point about Keto and the running between the wicket. I think the over before the last delivery should have been looking for 2 runs.
Lewis is in and bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is driving nicely, pleasant on the eyes. He's going to get another 2. The return comes in from the deep cover area. There's an appeal for run out, but the umpire is not interested in all answers in the negative, is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
And so they got 2. So sensible cricket, I would say, here by Benjamin, from the context that he has been picking up the gaps and no big wallop. Just steered the ball. This time was a little bit wider, and he got 2 runs. So he's gone to 6. The 50 has been posted. 51 for 1.
So it had been good going. 29 deliveries, 19 minutes. And again, positive batting by Wavell Benjamin.
Lewis in, balls to Benjamin. Benjamin gets a good delivery. Well bowled. I thought it was well handled too. This one came into the right-hander, tall right-hander, and just eased onto the back foot and opened the face of the bat and got done to sort of wideish third man, short third man, got a single. He's going to be taking strike. He's on 7. And the 5 deliveries that he has faced, he scored all of them, hasn't he?
Yeah, scored.
Yeah. 3 of them? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was scored.
Yeah, certainly he looks very positive in his batting. Playing sensible shots. 2 shots played down to backward point. There was a good delivery by Lewis, last delivery, and he was on top of it and pushed it slowly on the offside. Was able to pick up a single, and all it requires really sensible batting. And 64 really is not a big target, but again, you want to make it and win convincingly.
Yeah, I think he might have scored off 4 deliveries, if I got that right. There might have been 1 delivery that he didn't score from. So, change of bowling in Jelani George has come in to see whether he can do something substantial. He's going to move from between the umpire and the stumps, left arm, round the wicket, and he's going to bowl to Benjamin, who is 7. 52 for 1. They need 13 of 30 deliveries. Here is George in, bowls, driven back to the bowler, who picks up. And not quite to the pitch of the ball there, Benjamin, but still didn't try to force the drive. Here once more is George in and bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is coming forward and strokes the ball rather easily, gets it down to long off. Now I like this. He's keeping his shape, picking up 1s and 2s because he understands there is no pressure. And that's why I didn't think that Cato needed to go the way he did. And that's my disappointment about his batting this morning. 53 for 1. Daniel McDonald, who is 20, just seemed to be out of the play for a while, will now come into strike. George. Ryan John down there long off. I'm sure that he'll be a bit disappointed with his team's performance, as a delivery that is full toss that he hits down to the mid-wicket area. They've gone for 1, won't come back for the second. Lewis sends a strong return. Very good. He's got a good arm, is Sherman Lewis, right into the gloves of the keeper. The batsman crossed for 1. Daniel McDonald. He's on 21. And Benjamin, who's taking strike now. Here once more is George in and bowls to Benjamin, short outside the off stump onto the back foot. Cuts the ball, gets it down to the deep extra cover boundary, and they got 1 ball travelling all along the ground. 1 more to Benjamin, who's got to 9. It's now 55 for 1. Jelani George coming now over the wicket to the left-handed McDonald, who turns it. Nice shot, just behind square. We'll get a single. They won't come back for the second. Again, Lewis comes into action. Again, he sends a very flat, strong return to the keeper. Good service again. They get one. McDonald has gone to 22, 56 for one. Brings back Benjamin into strike. He's on 9. He's played rather sensibly so far. Here once more is George between the stumps and the umpire. Left arm orthodox outside the off stump. That's wide. Confirmed by the umpire. One more to extras. Extras have now gone on to 7. And that's wide number 6. Here once more is George to bowl to Benjamin, who hits that down to Ryan John, who fields down there at long on, and the batsmen, they go through for a single quite easily too. So the over comes to an end at the end of over number 6. Ginger Generals, they're 58 for 1, 7 runs required of 24.
Yeah, and George just going for 6 runs in the first over, but no rush. I think that Benjamin is playing well, just picking up the singles, and just needing 7 runs in 24 deliveries. I think really they should get to him rather easily and complete what would be a comfortable win.
Yes, very much. So the tournament, this is the final day of this tournament. It's been lovely cricket. We've had great moments, and of course the final coming up a little later on at midday. Here is going to be Lewis with his second over, and he's going to move into bowl to Benjamin. He's there now. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin gets a short rising delivery that comes into him. He's onto the back foot, jumping in defense. Plays it up on the offside, and Lewis comes in to pick up. He's got such a lovely approach. I think he's got so many things going for him, Raphael, and I'm referring to Lewis. You look at his height is good. His body is nicely streamlined. His approach to the wicket is also good. But that final product of getting line and length right, that's the challenge. He's in now, both to Benjamin. Benjamin is beaten by an absolute beauty. And even the keeper, Lawrence, didn't buy signal by the umpire now. Even the keeper didn't grasp it, didn't pouch it. They went through for the single too, and also by signal. So the total has now moved on to 59 for 1. So 6 required of 22.
Yeah, good delivery from Lewis. This one really cut back in and had some pace. And really Lawrence there was beaten. I think with the pace of it, he was late moving to his left. And it just came off his glove. But just to go back to Lewis, I think there are 2 bowlers that really looked, it seems as though they have everything going in terms of the approach to the wicket as Lewis and Redhead. Come back.
Here is Lewis in now, and bowls to McDonald. McDonald gets a good delivery just outside the off stump, slanting across his body. This time Lawrence goes across and collects behind the stumps. Total remains on 59 for 1. Yes,
yeah,
Raphael.
Just get the impression Lewis
Yeah. As I say, we must commend the Grenada Cricket Association for all that it has been doing. Okay. And I think hats off to the Grenada Cricket Association for bringing that T10 tournament to Grenada, and we're hoping that they can move on from strength to strength. Looking forward to the second edition. Okay, the second edition, definitely. Yeah. So the final actually took place later on in the day between the Cinnamon Pieces and the Nutmeg Warriors, and soon we'll try to link up to get some connection with them. We had a little technical problem there a short while ago, but I think we have it sorted out now, and we should be going over to them shortly. Let's see if we can get them, and I'll let you know as soon as that is possible.
Maybe not every day would be a good day for you, but you would see him bowl well.
Moves into bowl to Keon George. George comes forward, taps it out on the offside, and I think he chose his man well as to whether he should have gone for the single, and got it quite comfortably in the end. So that completes the over. The over number 7. 3 overs to go, and Ginger Generals, well, they got 5 required of 18 balls.
Yes, and just to go back to Showman Lewis, because he's such a talent, as you said before, everything there for him in terms of, you look at his movements, how he gets to the crease, seem to be in total control. But I think his discipline, just need to be more disciplined, focused on his game, focus on what he's going to do. You need to focus on each delivery at your bowl, where you'd want to bowl it. And we haven't been seeing that. So one hope really going forward that he's going to get back to where he was, spend some time training, focus, and probably get back to where he was.
Yes, and that to me is all important. Life is about discipline, and if you're going to be consistent and you're going to excel in whatever you do in life, it means that you got to stick to the rules. You got to be disciplined. You got to be focused. And all the great people in the world, not just in the sporting field, but all the great people in the world who've made tremendous coverage and distances in their lives and who've had great accomplishments, they've been known to be disciplined. Discipline about outside the off stop, hits that ball down so long off, we'll get a
They run rate based on the condition of the pitch, maybe in terms where it seems a bit slow. It's not a bad one, but they would still like to get a couple more runs. I just want to comment on the field placing for Charles, who is bowling off spin with three people on the onside. I think that makes the batsman very predictable what he's going to bowl right outside the off stump because based on his field placing, I think sometimes you need to just strike a balance a bit more with people like Charles that could turn the ball. If you put an extra man on the onside, you sort of get the batsman more confused as to which way he's going to think to
I,
bowl.
yeah, I just wondered where there should have been something like a wideish gully and a shortish third man, if you want to put it that way. These two fielders were just about 10 yards apart for the off spinner.
Yeah.
That was a little surprising to me. Well, Ruel Williams will come back into the bowling attack. He's going to be moving in to bowl to McDonald, who's 17 of 8 deliveries. So he's going rather rapidly. Here's Williams in now and balls outside the off stump, hit straight, hit down to the long off position, gets a single. The fielder down there, Peters. So one more to the total. McDonald's gone to 18. Fletcher, who's 22, now comes into strike. I think the intent is there. Fletcher he wants to remain in there for maybe for the last ball. Williams is in now on balls to Fletcher. Fletcher is lifting that. That's in the air. That's gone. It's going to be 6 runs. Arsenes has to look on rather helplessly down that long on. 6 runs to Fletcher. Got right under that one and lifted it. And so he's gone to 28. That was a good hefty blow.
Oh, yeah, it was right in the slot, giving Fletcher the opportunity to get under it and lift it high and hard.
Williams once more moves in to bowl to Fletcher, who's 28. He's there and bowls. Fletcher is off the back foot and hits that lovely. Oh, that's an imperious shot. And I love the way he hit it. There was a little bit of ostentatiousness about it as he rocked onto the back foot and he lifted it lovely and it went over the extra cover. And if you say, well, he was ostentatious, then you can't blame him for that. It was done with such wonderful touch. Lovely, really lovely. 6. He's gone to 34. Here once more is Williams running in now with the ball to Fletcher. Fletcher is pulling that over the mid-wicket area. That's going to go again. That's a huge hit. 6 more. Well. This is running away. They've really gone quickly now to 86 for 2. Fletcher's gone to 40. Williams is being treated rather harshly here.
I think good batting from Fletcher. The shot before the first of the 3 sixes were pitch up, and the bowler shortened his length a bit, kept it a bit outside the off stump, and still got 6. And so he went a little straight on the body of Fletcher and still got 6. So I think now he's pretty well confused as which way to bowl.
I love the second 6. The one over extra cover.
Oh, yes,
I really loved it.
That was class.
Yeah, really.
Look effortless.
Gosh, that was lovely. It was so pleasing to the eyes. The only person's eyes it wasn't pleasing to was Williams. So he goes back. He's going to be bowling round the wicket now, Williams. In now to bowl to Fletcher. Fletcher is driving that down to the deep mid-wicket position. Will get a comfortable single as the fielder there gets it and sends the ball back in. So that's Peters. One more to Fletcher. He's now gone to 41. It's 87 for 2.
And good comeback delivery there. Pitch it up, keep it close to the pads, and Fletcher couldn't get under it. And just the single.
Yeah, so here comes McDonald, who's 18. Back into strike. Williams goes back over the wicket. Bustles past the umpire now and bowls outside the off stump of the back foot and he hits that over extra cover and that's 4. Micah Narayan jumping, but he knew that it was going to be a futile effort. Into the boundary it goes. McDonald, well, he is trying to emulate Fletcher here. The over comes to an end. 7 gone. 91 for 2. McDonald has gone to 22.
And a very expensive over and a pretty good over for the batters. They accelerated quite a bit and they needed to. I think Kearney Binier previously made the point that they would like to get up to about 130. And so an excellent over in that chase.
Yes. Well. The run rate now 13. So they're 91 for 2, 7 overs gone. So there are 21 legal deliveries to go. But Ali, I'm sure that you won't be very impressed with the extras, which are 22.
And in the final, that's a giveaway, really and truly. Just too many wide. You can see their plan, and probably the field placing, sort of forcing them to keep the ball wide. And wide in this format of the cricket is a little narrower than in the regular cricket. And so it's sort of narrowing the area where they can bowl.
So the partnership worth 46 between these two. As here is Chat Charles in now, balls outside the off stump. Let alone there by Fletcher. Well, maybe thought that it was wider. So he's there again, Charles. The ball to Fletcher. Fletcher is off the back foot, hits that ball down to the sweeper position as Alexis comes off the boundary and sends the return in. So one more to the total. It's now gone on to 92. I say Alexis, that's Peters, right?
Peters.
Sorry about that. So they're not as chirpy out there as they were a little earlier on, the fielding team. As it would be Chat Charles moving in now to bowl to Donald McDonough. He's there now and bowls, and it's outside the off stump, rocked onto the back foot and cuts that just over the hand there of the fielder down there, down Peters, and it's gone for 6. It was outside the off stump. He made some room and lifted it airborne, and it was going to the left of the fielder. And Peters, you can see him going after it, but just wasn't able to turn it into a catch. That was a fine shot in the end, and the total has moved to 98 for 2. 6 more to McDonald. He's gone to 28. Here once more is Charles in and bowls outside the off stump, hit straighter this time, down to long off. Will get a comfortable single. They won't come back for the second. The return comes in, a pretty decent one. One more to McDonald. It's gone to 29. Fletcher comes back into strike. 99 for 2. Just a one more will get them to the 100 mark. Charles is in now to bowl to Fletcher. Fletcher is off the back foot, hits it hard. Through extra cover, that's 4 runs. Well, you have to fault Micah Narine there this time. It was traveling fast, I must admit. Yes, that's true. But quite frankly, he had time to go across there and maybe just did not put his body in the way as quickly enough. Not taking away anything from the timing and the power of the shot. But I still think that he really should have cut that off. 103 for 2, 103 for 2. And Fletcher's gone to 46.
Well, he was on all fours literally, his hands and feet trying to get across. I think that he just missed the pace of the ball. He didn't really get behind it and sped away to the boundary for 4.
Charles is in now and bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is off the back foot and looking to cut that ball down behind square. I think he was suggesting he wanted to really lift it and didn't make the kind of contact, of course, that he wanted. The over comes to an end. Fletcher is 46. Nutmeg Warriors, they're 103 for 2. Don't forget that extras are third highest score so far. It's 22. That's not good at all. McDonald is 29. And after 8 overs, they've got 2 to go. It's 103 for 2.
Spell was wonder that why the technique was used or the tactics were used with so many men on the offside of the wicket off spinner, and so that gives the batsman a lot of width, and they did capitalize on it and getting quite a bit of runs.
Travels in Paul, who had a very good first over, 5 runs coming off it, will want to do something close to that in this over, and he'll going to be moving in to bowl to McDonald, who's on 29. They want to get at least 120, I would think here. Ali?
Yeah, with Athens on the other side, we need to get a big score.
St. Paul is in now and bowls outside the off stump, looking to cut, and does that too through extra cover. How much that went for? 6. Airborne. Short delivery. Fletcher goes, taps him on the back as if to say, well done, young man. Short outside the off stump. And he really hit that hard over the cover area, down to the boundary. It went for 6. McDonald has gone for 35. Gone to 35. Here once more, St. Paul's in now and bowls. And to this delivery, he's hitting that again over the extra cover area. That's gone all the way to, that's another 6. That one was hit very nicely inside out. 6 runs there to McDonald. And he's gone very quickly now to 41. It's 115 for 2.
Good hitting. Good hitting there from McDonald. The ball pitched up. The first one was short, and he really spanked it. But this one pitched up, and he got under it and lifted it, and 2 very good shots.
Here is once more St. Paul's in now and balls to McDonald. McDonald is getting a delivery that is wide, and he hits that one from outside the off stump over the deep mid-wicket area. That's another 6. Oh, this is wonderful batting. Trust me, it's not slogging. That one was short. It stood up, and he rocked on the back foot, and he said, hey, I'm going to heave you over mid-wicket. That's what he had intention to do, and he did it quite successfully too. Well, he's gone past Fletcher, and he's outscoring him too. He's actually going much faster than Fletcher now. 121 for 2. And what originally we said just a while ago, about 3 deliveries ago, that they'll want to get about to the 120 mark. Well, they've gone past that already, Ali. It's 121 for 2. Here once more is St. Paul is in now, and he bowls, and it's outside the off stump. It's going to be confirmed as a wide by the umpire. That's right, wide. So that's extra number 23. The total has gone to 123 for 2.
A good delivery to ease the pressure a bit, because they've hit for 3 consecutive 6s. Get the batsman out of shape a bit.
McDonald taps over at the crease here once more. St. Paul in to bowl to McDonald. He is getting a delivery outside the off stump that he heaves down to the cover area. Don't think anybody is going to be catching it. No. 3 fielders were converging on it. Micah Narain got there first, but it dropped just a little in front of him, and they were able to scamper for the single. Well, just wondered whether that may have been called a wide if he had let it go by, but he wanted it. He is in that frame of mind. He's gone to 48 is McDonald. 123 for 2. Fletcher, who's 46, comes in to strike. Taps away at the crease. Here once more St. Paul in now and bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is driving the ball back past the bowler very hard. They'll have to really scamper across. Good work there by Williams. They will come back for the second. The return comes to the keeper's end, but they get 2. So Fletcher has now gone to... Is he 48? Or 100 and... Yeah, so he's on 48. Both batsmen on 48, that's right. Who's going to get there first?
Well, McDonald has faced nearly half of the deliveries that Fletcher faced.
Here once more is St. Paul in now and bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is pulling that over the mid-wicket area. Fletcher gets to 51st. Oh my golly, he hit that well and flat down to the mid-wicket area. He's gone to 54. The total has motored on to 131 for 2, and this is absolute carnage.
Yeah, we have seen this type of innings in the competition where the last couple of overs going for quite a bit of runs, and here two top batters in McDonald and Fletcher really on the go. It's very difficult to bowl to batters when they're like that. They are striking the ball. The wicket have leveled out quite a bit. It's playing a lot better. It's playing a lot truer. And 131 for 2 in the 9th over, a pretty good score.
Yes, it is a good score. I was really nice to see a bit of fraternity there, Ali, that Campbell just went up and touched Fletcher on the helmet, as if to say, well done, senior man, well done. And Fletcher would be very happy. You could see the intent. The intent really was to stay there. And he stayed there. He's going to carry his bat, I would think, right through the innings. This has been a wonderful display. And you've got to really hail McDonald. 48 of 16 tells you how well he has batted. So, Micah Narain, though he was expensive in his first over, because he's the old veteran, the general, he is going to move in now to bowl the final over. He's there to McDonald. McDonald is off the back foot. Hits it down to the deep extra cover position. They get a single. He goes to 49. The total is gone now in a rather handsome manner to 132 for 2. This will take quite a bit of getting to overhaul. Fletcher taps away with the sun gleaming on the back of his bat, moves in his Narayan bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher lifts that one over the mid wicket area. That's gone once more. That's another 6. That was a bad delivery. It was a full toss. And really, anybody in the world could hit that over mid wicket because it was such a poor delivery. And Fletcher capitalized on it. I don't even think that he hit it as well as he would like, though, but it yielded what he wanted, and that was 6. So Fletcher's gone to 6. He's 138 for 2.
It's a full toss, and in the fight of form that Fletcher is in, that's easy going for him.
Micah Narayan once more leans forward. In now. Bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is tugging the ball up to long on. They move through for the single. He was a little bit disappointed with that. I think he would have liked to get under that one, but he certainly didn't. Got a single. He's now moved on to 61, and the total has gone now to 139 for 2. It's time for McDonald to get his 50. Can he? This is the 10th over in progress. Here comes once more Narayan in now, and he bowls outside the off stump. He was pulling outside the off stump away from the ball. That's McDonald. He should have just stood there and opened the face of the bat and get his 50th run, but he didn't. Maybe tried to hit the ball too hard, give himself too much room. Fletcher comes down the wicket and have a chat with him.
I think Fletcher is telling to stand up in the wicket and bat. Narayan is bowling around the wicket, obviously trying to slant the ball away from him. And if you pull yourself further away, it becomes much more difficult to make contact.
That's correct. As Narayan comes in once more to bowl to McDonald, who's 49, and he's lifting that one. That's going to be taken. Yes, taken down, got long on. So he didn't get the 50 as he so dearly wanted, but he has nothing to really feel bad about. Down the track, and he lifted it down there. Let's see, it's Arthur Nares, is it? Yes, that took a well-judged catch. He never looked as though he was going to drop that. So he goes. That's McDonald. Cut Arthur Nares down on the boundary of the bowling of Micah Narayan. He's gone for 49. Didn't get the coveted half century. And 3 for 139. The batsman did cross. So Fletcher is going to be taking strike on 61. And 1 delivery remaining. He gets a rousing round of applause, McDonald. As he goes back, he's played his role, and if the Warriors wins this game, a lot of credit will have to go to him, Ali Debella.
Yeah, for sure. Unless a bowler come and put on a mystery spell, getting probably 3 or 4 quick wickets. But a really excellent inning. They were one time probably just below the run rate they would have liked to be at, and he has come and really stepped it up with Fletcher and good batting.
Here's the final delivery. Micah bowls outside the leg stump, hit down to the deep backward square. That's going to go for 4. Bad miss there by the fielder inside the circle. That's Campbell. Well, he has only himself to blame for that. 4 runs to Fletcher. He ends up with 65. 65 Fletcher. And Narayan won't be happy at all with that miss there by Campbell. 143 for 3, 143 for 3. Fletcher comes out, not out 65. Jackson didn't face the ball, not out, no score. Regis was bowled by Williams without scoring. They were off to a bad start. Akeem Alexis stump hazard of the bowling of Nkosi John. He went for 6.
Well, so let's welcome the man of the moment. Hold on, just a minute. I think I'm still getting a little feedback there. Just a minute. Yeah, so I think we're there now. Sorry for that technical problem we had there, but just wanted to the man of the moment is with us now, Andre Fletcher. he to give credit where credit is due. Fletcher actually was among the, well, not the leading run scorer, but the top scorer of 79 not out, and also the best figure of 4 for 12. So Andre Fletcher, the wicketkeeper batsman, also turning out to be to have the best bowling figures of 4 for 12 and the top score, which is the best score of 79 not out. But Fletcher, let's talk about that final game there. You know, first of all, the tournament itself. How would you characterize the tournament?
Good day, Michael. To be honest, I as I said before, this tournament, I don't think there would be any Dream 11 T10 tournament, sorry, in the Caribbean that would match this tournament. The intensity, it was high, the talent, in Grenada. To be honest, I myself, I was actually shocked, to see the way some of our batsmen were batting. There weren't any slugging or anything. They were playing just proper cricket shots, and it wasn't a case where the boundaries were, I would say, shot. Um, if not all, but majority of the 60s, the ball was it was falling into the stand. So it was tremendous to see that that the players, even in the start when we were talking to them and letting them know that this is not just St. Andrews playing St. David's, and it wasn't any parish cricket, it was actually franchise cricket, and it's almost the a matchup as to the other leagues, the Abu Dhabi T10 and the BPL and the CPL. So the guys took it very serious, and I'm so happy to see that they came out and show the talent and show what Grenada is really made up of.
Yeah, I thought under the circumstances that even under the restrictions, no crowd, and it was a well organized and run tournament. And you yourself have played probably in all the leagues, around the world. So you have the experience, whether it's a CPL, whether it's in Pakistan, Abu Dhabi, wherever, South Africa, Australia, whatever. I'm certain you can judge and gauge the sort of quality you would have seen in the inaugural, and mind you, it's inaugural. So obviously, come 2022, God's willing, I'm certain that they will do a lot of homework and make sure that everything is in place. The crowd, everything should be back to some level of normalcy. And I'm certain, Andre, you're looking forward to the second edition.
Of course. Well, actually, I'm hearing there might be another one this year, because the sponsors, they are very happy with what they have seen, not just with the talent, but the streaming of the games and the commentary and everything. It was just you know to their liking. They love what they saw, and they're willing to actually have another tournament. Well, hoping that things go well. Um, this year maybe between October, September around there.
And you mentioned briefly about the quality. Surprise, Andrew, that probably except for Preston McSween, who is with the West Indies team in St. Lucia, all the the players, the top players like yourself and Devon and Kato and everyone was available.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what made the tournament really good. And also Alec Martinez from Dominica, the way he played, trust me, Michael, it was a joy just sitting in the stands and looking at him. But um, I don't know if you remembered also. I remember doing an interview with you when I was in New Zealand, and I told you about Nick Redhead,
Yeah,
the fast bowler.
redhead, yes.
And I said to you, just look out for him. He's one in the middle. Yeah, and the way he bowled in this tournament, I think he was the leading wicket taker. You know, even you had this guy. Well,
Yeah,
first
he
time I'm
by the
seeing
way,
him.
yeah, Nicholas actually had 11 wickets. Yeah, he was the leading wicket taker. You're correct about that. Yeah.
And this guy from Carrico, Michael, I think is Michael Joseph. For the first time seeing him, like trust me, he he's one to reckon with. And it wasn't a case where, as I told people, it wasn't a case where he was just slugging. He was playing proper cricket shots, and trust me, he's strong. He's super strong, and I was so happy. I actually contacted my agent right away, and I sent him the link, and I was like, "Look at this guy. Just look at him bat." And so I'm happy myself, to see the guys, showing what, as I said, Grenada is made up of. And I know for sure, knowing that the tournament has been streaming in India and on Facebook, and other countries have been seeing it, and knowing that there's a lot of leagues around the world, people are very happy and keen to maybe, hopefully, one day get one of the guys playing.
Okay. Yeah, well, that was very encouraging, even though it was limited for us outside of India, in terms of the live streaming. But I told Mr. Gill that what I was so impressed with is that every day I got these alerts from India because the bookies are out, So I know it was big money, for those fans in India in terms of the betting, and every day I was getting the alerts about the bets, the odds of which team winning, because that's big business in places like India and those places like that. So, and I thought it was very good of the Grenada Cricket Association as a start, and hopefully come next round, whenever they have a next tournament, that there could be some live coverage, closer to home, because I know fans were dying to see what they were dying to see it live, even though it was available 24 hours later, but they were dying to see it live.
Yes, as I was saying, I believe MTV was also broadcasting it. So I think the
Yeah, I
locals,
know.
they had a,
Yeah, right. The locals had the advantage. I say closer to home, I mean fans in North America. Yeah, fans in North America. Yeah, but that was good, and I want to say congratulations to you and your team. For those who don't know, your coach was Junior Murray, right? Was the coach, right? The coach,
yeah.
and who are the other members that you wish to the names you wish to call? I hope you don't leave out any.
Actually, Chandel Regis, who played, well, he didn't get any runs in the final, but the way he played throughout the tournament, Mikey, it was pleasing to see. You know, it's maybe some people might say, oh, because I'm on the team, they expected us to win, but honestly, we weren't the favorite. And in all fairness, when we look at the team on paper, I would say Saffron and Ginger Generals were actually the more balanced team in the tournament. And the way Saffron played come right up until the semifinals, it was just unfortunate for them to lose in that semifinals. Obviously, I'm happy, but the way they played, they showed to be the better team. Um, so as I mentioned, Shanda Regis, much people don't know about him, but the way he played, trust me, it was really good. Even McDonald, the first few games he wasn't really scoring any runs, but one thing I admire about him is that every single day we played, he always say, "Skip, I don't know about the others, but I know for a fact we will be playing on Friday." He always tell me we will be playing on Friday. Even Sheldon Joseph as well, the way he bowled. It was really good. Even Heston, Josh Thomas, our main fast bowler, he bowled exceptionally well as well. And other guys they chipped in. And what I love, as I said in the previous interview, that the belief that we had as a team, not only with us, having that eager and to win, but also, me as a Christian, growing up in church, I always believe in my God, and who is Jesus Christ, and I always emphasize to them and encourage them to don't give up, keep praying, keep have faith, and don't worry, we will pull through. And I'm so happy. I'm humble enough to be the champion. And the guys, we are super happy and excited for the first time, first tournament to crown champion. And as Kerry mentioned, it's the Dream 11 Spice L T10 tournament, and my nickname is Spice Man. So I cannot be more than happy to have that title.
Yes, certainly, and it will be etched into the history books because winning the inaugural, there's nothing that can beat that. Once you win the first, there will never be another first. So I agree with you. Congratulations once again. Congratulations in order, and I want to thank you for being part of the program for just to give us a wrap on that. And looking forward to. By the way, we should remind folks that you should be joining the West Indies team for the T20 series in Grenada. Hopefully, fans who are fully vaccinated, could get the opportunity to come out and see the remainder of Andre Fletcher. What they didn't see in the T10, they will see it in the T20 series. So your invitation now to fans especially those who wondering to come out and see you in action at the National Stadium.
Yeah, of course. I just want to urge the people to come out and encourage us. Actually, we have 5 games in Grenada, so it's good that I'm here playing on my homeland, in front of my home crowd, with the people cheering me on. I'm hoping that I maybe get the opportunity to play and showcase what I'm made up of. Try my best to score as much runs as possible. But I just want everyone to come out and support, keep encouraging us, keep rallying around us, and hopefully we can win that series.
Okay then, thank you very much, Andre, and all the best, and happy Saturday, and have an enjoyable weekend.
Okay then, thanks, Mikey.
You're welcome. Okay then, folks, that's Andre Fletcher. He joined us remotely though. That's why you see him actually in his vehicle speaking to us, because he has just wanted to convey congratulations to the Nutmeg Warriors for their victory against the Cinnamon Pacers in the final of the inaugural Dream 11 Spice LT10 tournament, which concluded at the Grenada Cricket Stadium on Friday. Folks, that's all for this weekend. I want to thank you once again, and just in case you missed it, West Indies losing to South Africa by an innings and 63 runs in the first test of the 2-test series in the Daren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia. And also, there is another test match going on between England and New Zealand. And if you think West Indies did bad, well, England, they won 22 for 9 and in their second innings, and it's not looking good. So some very devastating results in Test cricket. But what do you know? Teams normally may start off bad and finish good. Hoping so. So there's a second test coming up, and then the series, the Torrid series, move on to Grenada for the T20 series, as Andrew said. 5 matches in Grenada. So folks who are vaccinated, as the protocols dictate, you have the opportunity to go out and see T20 cricket at the Grenada National Cricket Stadium coming up. Thank you very much, folks, once again, and I do look forward to being with you on Thursday for another In Our Talk series program. Until Thursday, I want to encourage you to have a pleasant weekend.